The discovery of electrons is attributed to the cathode ray experiment. In the cathode ray experiment, a very low pressure is maintained inside the discharge tube. The discharge tube is nothing but a glass vessel with electrodes sealed inside it. The low pressure is maintained by evacuating as much gas as possible by using a vacuum pump. As the low pressure is maintained, a very high voltage is applied across the electrodes and it is observed that a current begins to flow in the circuit. This current is carried in the discharge tube by invisible particles moving from cathode to anode, and hence the name cathode rays. To observe these invisible particles, a perforated anode was used. In addition, the tube behind the anode was coated with zinc sulfide, a phosphorescent material. A bright spot would be observed on the material wherever the cathode rays hit the tube. These cathode rays would travel in a straight line in the absence of electrical field or magnetic field, but in their presence they show deflection. Upon observing their deflection in electrical field or magnetic field, it was concluded that cathode rays are negatively charged. As we can see here, in electrical field the cathode rays are deflected away from the negative plate and towards the positive plate. In case of magnetic field, we find the deflection by using the vector product of velocity and magnetic field, but this you will study in higher classes. Furthermore, it was observed that even on changing the gas in the cathode ray, the observations did not change, implying that cathode rays are independent of the nature of gas used. Finally, it was observed that not only do cathode rays have charge, but they also have mass. This was observed by placing a small wheel in the path of cathode rays, and it was observed that this wheel began to rotate whenever cathode rays were emitted. This is the actual experimental setup of the cathode ray experiment. The small wheel helped us in concluding that cathode rays had mass, and the electrical and magnetic field inducing devices helped us to conclude that cathode rays also had charge. There were several consistent observations of the cathode ray experiment. The cathode rays always traveled from the cathode to the anode in a straight line in the absence of electrical or magnetic field. Even though the cathode rays were invisible, they still had charge and had mass. They showed deflection in electrical and magnetic field, which proved that they had charge. And finally, they do not depend on the nature of gas, which helped us to conclude that cathode rays were made up of universal particles present in all atoms. It was concluded that cathode rays were made up of electrons, and electrons were a very small, negatively charged subatomic particle, and electrons of any atom or any element are exactly equal to one another. Cathode rays were made up of electrons, and electrons had charge and mass, but their actual values were still unknown. To determine these, British scientist J. Thomson conducted a number of experiments. The assumptions of these experiments were: the greater the mass of the electron, the lesser would be the deflection. The greater the charge on the electron, the greater would be the deflection due to increased interaction with the electrical or magnetic field. And finally, the stronger or the more intense the electrical or magnetic field, the greater would be the deflection. Upon careful observation of the deflection showed in various experiments, he concluded that the charge to mass ratio of cathode rays or electrons were minus 1.7588 into 10 to the power 11 coulomb per kg. The very large value of E by M ratio told us that electrons are extremely small and their masses were negligible in comparison to mass of atom. Even though the E by M ratio was known, the exact value of E charge or M mass was still unknown. This was determined by Milliken in Milliken's oil drop experiment, which we will study in subsequent videos. In addition, the discovery of cathode rays paved the way for anode rays, which led to the discovery of protons and neutrons, fundamentally changing our understanding of atoms as being made up of protons, neutrons, and electrons.